Hey everybody, Gw2 here. Today I'm bringing you a quick PvP I did earlier with a Staff Elementalist. I've been playing a lot of Elementalists recently, mostly with daggers, but I thought I'd give it a change and had a few matches on the Staff. Managed to go 4 games without a single death. Here's one of my favourites, and there's not much sound going on because I was actually speaking to my teammates at the time, so it was a bit noisy, so I just the commentary this time. What I've noticed is that the staffs, they're not so great for one-on-one fights really. It is more about area control. I mean, the damage is really good, but it's easily avoided as well, so it needs to be in a situation where you're forcing people to either stay on a spot or move. Basically that's your task, and again, by no means I'm not some sort of pro on Elementalist. I basically play every character, and I'm pretty average at most of them, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Yeah, this Mesmer was trying to get away, so I was trying to chase him, but there's a bit too many here, so I thought I'd use my escapes. Had a thief trying to get me as well, and our base is under attack, so I thought I'd come back. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, Staff Elementalist has got nice survivability as long as you play for it. I'm using a power, toughness, vitality build, so I mean I hit quite hard, but I'm not going to hit that hard. It's just I'm more about the survivability, and as you saw there, whether it's that I'm quite good at playing survivable or I'm just a natural coward, I couldn't tell you, but I seem to do alright. In these group fights are really where I belong. I need at least I need at least 2 targets to hit, otherwise my damage is just not worth it sometimes. The best damage you can get is by bouncing the attacks with the lightning, I find, the auto attacks. Cantrips, I think, are a must for pretty much all mage builds, personally. They just the survivability is great, and I also have 30 in water, so I get regeneration and vigour when I use them. So yeah, there's quite a few of them, but they're spread out a lot, so I thought I'd just go for some finishes. I see this minion master here, the Necro with his pets, and I figure, yeah, it's a great time to use some good AoE damage, and yeah, here it's pretty bad, because just one guy on his own, you see how sort of bad an Staff Elementalist is at DPSing down a single target. It's not really my job. A bit of a fail there with a lightning strike. Yeah, so we've cleared them out, and I'm doing alright at the moment, but we need to go recapture a point. I do miss the maneuverability that you get with the daggers. Probably what I will do is switch to the offhand dagger just to get the sort of ride the lightning and be able to get places a bit quicker. Yeah, the lightning field is one of my favourites. Being able to chuck that down and hopefully they walk into it and you sort of stun them and it sort of ruins their life a bit. It worked there, but it was a little bit lucky as well because I didn't actually hit him perfectly with it. He got knocked into it. Okay, so this is where the Staff Mage is awesome. Just controlling the point. There's no way that they're going to get here with the meteor shower going down. It lasts a decent duration, hits decent damage. Scared them off. Now I'll go back to the graveyard because it seems like there's something happening there. And I get there's not too much. They're still not really on the point. There's a nice group of them here, so again, this is my time to shine. Chuck the old lightning field down again. I'm loving the earth bleed as well. Just six stacks of bleeding is nice. It's a shame it's got a bit of a casting time. And it's a shame I couldn't res that guy, but there was just too many around him. I tried to stun them, but it wasn't happening. And here I had people either side, so time for me to use some epic escapes. I summoned the golem because I thought, sorry, not the golem, the elemental, because I thought they were going to be chasing me, but they weren't. I just thought I'd go retake some points, leave the thief alone. He's my friend. Alright, so hopefully now that I've got a bit of support we can go reclaim the graveyard. And there's a big fight going on there already, so it's time for me to shine and bring out the damage. This is just nice. what I do find is it got a bit confusing. There was just so much numbers all over the screen, so many dead bodies. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I saw one try to come from behind, so I just get down there in the fray, use the chain lightning to bounce between them, but I see about 3 dead bodies, and one of them just got rezzed, and I figure I can't keep them all dead, so my best method would be to just be relentless with the DPS and smack some more AoEs down, and it seems to be working somewhat. Use my lightning flash to get out of an entangling roots. That's one thing I love about the Elementalist, is there's so many curing options, and it doesn't really take much out of your build really, because the cantrips are just great in general. You've got plenty of skills between the 4 elements, so generally I don't use the offensive utilities. I quite like the arcane ones, but I mostly just use those in leveling and World v World. I think the cantrips are just stupidly useful in this situation. I found my thief friend again and gusted him. I got feared, and I used the cantrip to sort of make a bit of ground. Just a bit of a boring finisher, so I sped this bit up. Hell yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with myself at the moment. I did about 6 games, and I think this was the second last one, and like I said, I managed to go 4 games without dying. Sometimes I didn't actually get many points. You find that if you're point defending, sometimes you can go a long time without actually finding anyone to kill, and some of us dominated it so much that they really just didn't have a chance. Mostly down to my team again. A bit of a fail res on this guy. He'd already died by the time I got there, and if they're downed, there's just no point. So I thought I'd go back to a bit of point control. They've not been able to flip this at all, even with their numbers, so that's kind of cool. And while they're sort of fixed on this point, they're just not going for the other points, and I feel bad about not being able to res that guy as well, but there are just invisible people all around him. I didn't really have a chance. Okay, here's a good little escape. Just putting the cripple wall behind you as you sort of you run off, and then if they try to chase you, they're going to get crippled. What I have noticed about the Elementalist, really important, is just pay attention to your terrain at all times, because although you definitely have a easy escape when you're fighting a melee class, if you're fighting someone like a Condition Ranger, you may well have trouble with that. I found I was doing some VSs with some clanmates earlier, and pretty much any class is fine, especially if you're dagger mage, but Elementalist, but trying to fight a Condition Ranger, really hard work. You need to really pay attention to your surroundings in certain situations. Yeah, they killed our Lord at the last minute, but it was too late, it didn't count. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the match. I'll be playing a lot more of Elementalist. See you guys later.